big mirror on the refrigerator door. That'll keep them out of my treats, won't it? Oh, I hate it when the coconut falls off. Why does the coconut fall off?
We got any old towels?
Yeah, you are.
Towels you don't want anymore? How about this swimming towel Loretta gave us? Beach towel, that's the name of it. You want it?
Oh, what have you been doing in there?
And a big piece of plastic, like a rubber sheet or something? Garbage bags would do if there's enough.
Don't go making a big mess, Jessie. It's 8 o'clock already.
Maybe an old blanket or towels we got at a flea market?
I said don't make a mess. Your hair is fine, hon.
It's not for my hair, Mama. What about some old pillows anywhere? Or a foam cushion out of a yard chair would be real good.
You haven't forgot what night it is, have you? They're all chips, see? I've been waiting all week, Jessie. It's Saturday night, sugar.
I know. I got it on the schedule.
You want me to wash them now, or you're gonna make your mess first? Oh, we're out of these. Did I say that already?
There's more coming tomorrow. I ordered you a whole case.
Okay, so go stale, Jessie.
Well, they can go in the freezer till you're ready for them. Where's Daddy's gun?
In the attic.
Where in the attic? I looked your whole nap and I couldn't find it anywhere.
One of his shoe boxes, I think.
Full of shoes. I looked already.
Well, you didn't look good enough then. There's that box from the ones he wore to the hospital. When he died, they told me I could have them back, but I never did like those shoes.
Found the bullets, though. They were in an old milk can.
Dawson took the shotgun, didn't he? Hand me that basket, hon.
Dawson better not have taken that pistol.
Now my glasses, please. I told him he could take rubber boots too, but he said they were for fishing. I told him to take them fishing.
He's just too lazy to climb up there, Mama. Or maybe he's just being smart. That floor's not very steady.
It's not a floor at all, hon. It's a board now and then. Oh, measure this for me. I need 6 inches.
Dawson could probably use some of the clothes up there. You ought to call the Salvation Army before the whole thing falls in on you. 6 inches exactly.
It's plenty safe, as long as you don't go up there.
I'm careful.
What do you want the gun for, Jess?
Protection.
You take the TV way too serious, hon. I've never seen a criminal in my life. This is way too far to come for what's out here to steal. Never seen a one.
Except for Ricky.
Ricky's mixed up. That's not a crime.
Get your hands washed. I'll be right back. And get them real dry. You dry your hands till I get back or it's a no-go, all right?
I thought Dawson told you not to go up those stairs.
You did.
I don't like the idea of a gun, Jess.
Which shoebox, you remember?
Black.
The box was black?
The shoes were black.
Black doesn't help much, Mother.
I'm not trying to help, sugar. We don't have anything anybody would want, Jessie. I mean, I don't even want what we got, Jessie.
Neither do I. Wash your hands.
You come down from there before you have a fit. I can't come up and get you, you know.
I know.
We'll just hand it over to them when they come. How's that? Whatever they want, the criminals.
That's a good idea, Mama.
Ricky will grow out of this and be a real fine boy, Jess. But I have to tell you, I wouldn't want Ricky to know we had a gun in the house.
Here it is. I found it.
It's just something Ricky's going through. Maybe he's in with some bad people. He'll grow out of this, Jess, and be a real fine boy. Maybe he'll get back in school or get a job or I don't know what he'll do, but maybe he'll take out for dinner for someplace nice.
Don't worry. It's not for him. It's for me.
I didn't think you'd shoot your own boy, Jess. I know you felt like it. Well, we all feel like shooting somebody, but we don't do it. I just don't think we
Your
need to have...
hands aren't washed. Do you want a manicure or not?
Yes, I do,
Then
but
wash your hands and don't talk to me anymore about Ricky. Those 2 rings he took were the last valuable things I had, so now he's starting in on other people, door to door. I hope they put him away sometime. I'd turn him in myself if I knew where he was.
You don't mean that.
Every word. Wash your hands. That's the last time I'm telling you.
somebody with a flea market for $40 a piece.
I'll go back and get it in a minute. There's a wagon wheel up there. There's even an old churn. I'll get it all for you if you want.
What are you doing?
The barrel has to be clean, Mama. Old powder, dust gets in.
What for?
I told you.
And I told you we don't get criminals out
And
here.
I told you the gun is for me.
Well, you could have had it if you wanted. When I die, you'll get it all anyway.
I'm going to kill myself, Mama.
Very funny, very funny.
I am.
You are not, Jessie. Don't even say such a thing.
How would you know it if I didn't say it? You want it to be a surprise? You're just lying there in your bed, or maybe just brushing your teeth or something, and you hear this noise down the hall?
Kill yourself.
Shoot myself in a couple hours.
Must be time for your medicine.
Took it already.
What's the matter with you?
Not a thing. Feel fine.
You feel fine. You're just gonna kill yourself.
Waited until I felt good enough, in fact.
Don't make jokes, Jessie. I'm too old for jokes.
It's not a joke, Mama.
That gun's no good, you know. He broke it right before he died. Dropped it in the mud one day.
Seems okay. Cecil's already in there, just in case I couldn't find this one, but I'd rather use Daddy's.
Those bullets are at least 15 years old.
Well, these are from last week.
Where'd you get those?
Feed store Dawson told me about.
Dawson.
I told him I was worried about prowlers. He said he thought it was a good idea. He told me what kind to ask for.
Well, if he had any idea.
He took it as a compliment. He thought I might be taking an interest in things. He got through telling me all about the bullets, and then he said, we ought to talk like this more often.
And where was I while all this was going on?
On the phone with Agnes about the milk can, I guess. Anyway, I asked Dawson if he thought they'd send me some bullets, and he said he'd just call for me because he knew they'd send him if he told him to. And he was absolutely right. And here they are.
How could he do that?
Just trying to help, Mama.
And then I told you where the gun was.
See? Everybody's doing what they can.
You told me it was for protection.
It is. I'm still doing your nails, though. You want to try that new Chinaberry color?
Well, I'm calling Dawson right now. We'll just see what he has to say about this little stunt.
Dawson doesn't have any more to do with this.
He's your brother.
And that's all.
Dawson will put a stop to this. Yes, he will. He'll take the gun away.
If you call him, I'll just have to do it before he gets here. As soon as you hang up the phone, I'll just walk in the bedroom and lock the door. Dawson will get here just in time to help you clean up. Go ahead, call him. Then call the police. Then call the funeral home. Then call Loretta and see if she'll do your nails.
You will not. This is crazy talk, Jessie.
I said no. This is private. Dawson's not invited.
Just me.
I don't want anybody else over here. Just you and me. If Dawson comes over, it'll just make me feel stupid for not doing it 10 years ago.
I think we better call the doctor. Or how about the ambulance? You like that one driver I know. What's his name? Timmy. Get you somebody to talk to.
I'm through talking, Mama. You're it. No more.
We're just gonna sit around like every other night in the world and then you're gonna kill yourself? You'll miss. You'll just wind up a vegetable. How'd you like that? Shoot your ear off? You know what the doctor said about getting excited. You'll cock the pistol and have a fit.
I think I can kill myself, Mama.
You're not gonna kill yourself, Jessie. You're not even upset. People don't really kill themselves, Jessie. No, ma'am. Doesn't make sense. Not unless you're retarded or deranged. And you're as normal as they come, for the most part. We're all afraid to die.
I'm not, Mama. I'm cold all the time anyway.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's exactly what I want. It's dark and quiet.
So's the backyard. Close your eyes. Stuff cotton in your ears. Take a nap. It's quiet in your room. I'll leave the TV off all night.
So quiet I don't even know it's quiet. So nobody can get me.
You don't know what dead is like. It might not be quiet at all. What if it's like an alarm clock and you can't wake up, so you can't shut it off, ever?
Dead is everybody and everything I ever knew, gone. Dead is dead quiet.
It's a sin. You'll go to hell.
Uh-huh.
You will.
Jesus was a suicide if you ask me.
You'll go to hell just for saying that, Jessie.
I didn't even know I thought that.
Jessie! You can't use my towels. They're my towels. I've had them for a long time. I like my towels.
I asked you if you wanted that swimming towel, and you said you didn't.
And you can't use your father's gun either. It's mine now, too. And you can't do it in my house.
Oh, come on.
No, you can't. I won't let you. The house is in my name.
I'll have to go in the bedroom and lock the door behind me so they won't arrest you for killing me. They'll probably do that gunpowder test anyway, but you'll pass.
Not in my house.
If I'd known you were going to act like this, I wouldn't have told you.
How am I supposed to act? Tell you to go ahead? Okay by me, sugar. Might try it myself. What took you so long?
There's just no point fighting me over it. You want some coffee?
Your birthday's coming up, Jessie. Don't you want to know what we got you?
You got me that nice new powder. Loretta got me a new robe, pink probably. Dawson got me new slippers, too small, but they'll go with the robe, he'll say. Right? I'll be back in a minute.
I started to, but I didn't. I didn't call him.
Good. Thank you.
What's this all about, Jessie?
About?
What did I do?
Nothing.
You're mad at me.
Not a bit. I'm worried about you, though, but I'm going to do what I can before I go. We're not just going to sit around tonight. I made a list of things.
What things?
How the washer works, things like that.
I know how the washer works. You put the clothes in, you put the soap in, you turn it on, you wait.
You don't just wait, you do something else.
Whatever else you find to do, you're still mainly waiting. The waiting's the worst part of it. The waiting's what you pay somebody else to do if you can.
Okay. Where do we keep the soap?
I can find it.
See?
If you're mad about doing the wash, we can get Loretta to do it.
Now that might be worth staying to see.
She'd never in her life, would she?
Nope.
What's the matter with her?
She thinks she's better than we are. She's not.
Maybe if she didn't wear that yellow all the time.
The washer repair number's on a little card taped to the side of the machine.
Loretta doesn't ever have to come over here again. Dawson could just leave her at home when he comes. And we don't ever have to see Dawson either if he bothers you. Does he bother you?
Sure he does. The account at the grocery is in Dawson's name when you call. The number's on a whole list of numbers in the back cover of the phone book.
What does Dawson do that bothers you?
He just calls me Jess like he knows who he's talking to. He's always wondering what I do all day. I mean, I wonder that myself, but it's mine to wonder about, not his.
Family's just accident, Jessie. It's nothing personal, hon. They don't mean to get on your nerves. They don't even mean to be your family. They just are.
They know too much.
About what?
They know things about you, and they learned it before you had a chance to say whether you wanted them to know it or not. They were there when it happened, but it don't belong to them. It belongs to you. Only they got it. Like my mail order bra got delivered to their house.
By accident.
All the same, they opened it. They saw the little rosebuds on it. Chewy mint.
What if they know about you? I'll tell them never to talk about it again. Is it Ricky or Cecil or your fits or your hair is falling out or you drink too much coffee or you never go out of the house or what?
I just don't like their talk. Now, be sure you clean out the lint tray every time you use the dryer, but don't put your house shoes in. It'll melt the soles.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. There are none of them ever setting foot in this house again.
It's not them, Mother. I wouldn't kill myself just to get away from them.
You leave the house when they come over anyway.
I stay as long as I can. Besides, it's you they come to see anyway.
That's because I stay when they come.
It's not them.
Then what is it?
grocery won't deliver on Saturdays anymore. And if you want your order the same day, you have to call before 10. And they won't deliver less than $25 worth. What I do is tell them what we need and then tell them to add on cigarettes until it gets to $25 worth.
It's Ricky. You're trying to get through to him.
If I thought I could do that, I would stay.
Make him sorry he hurt you then. That's it, isn't it?
He's hurt me, I've hurt him, we're about even.
You'll be telling Ricky killing's okay with you, you know. Want him to start killing next? Nothing wrong with it. Mom did it.
Only a matter of time anyway, Mama. When that call comes, you let Dawson handle it.
Honey, nothing says those calls are always going to be some new trouble he's into. You could get one that he's got a job. He's getting married. Or how about he join the army? Wouldn't that be nice?
If you call the Sweet Tooth before you call the grocery, that Susie will take your fudge next door to the grocery and it'll all come out together. Be sure you talk to Susie, though. She won't let them put it in the bottom of the sack like that one time, you remember?
Ricky could come over, you know. What if he calls us?
It's not Ricky, Mama.
Or anybody could call us, Jessie.
Not on a Saturday night, Mama.
Then what is it? Are you sick? If your gums are swelling again, we could get you to the dentist in the morning.
No. Can you order your medicine, or you want Dawson to? I've got a note to him. I'll add that to it if you want.
Your eyes don't look right. I thought so yesterday.
That's just the ragweed. I'm not sick.
Epilepsy is sick, Jessie.
Won't kill me. If it would, I wouldn't have to.
You don't have to.
That's right, I don't. That's what I like about it.
Well, I won't let you.
It's not up to you.
Jessie!
I want to hang a big sign around my neck, like Daddy's on the barn. Gone fishing.
You don't like it here.
Exactly.
I met here in my house.
I know you did.
You never should have moved back in here with me. If you kept your little house or found another place after Cecil left you, you would have made some new friends at least. Had a lot to leave. Had your own things around you. Give Ricky a place to come see you. You never should have come here.
Maybe.
But I didn't force you, did I?
If it was a mistake, we made it together. You took me in. I appreciate that.
You didn't have any business being on your own right then. But I could see how you might want a place to yourself. You could be as close or as far away as you wanted. A grown woman
Mama,
needs to have...
I'm just not having a very good time. And I don't have any reason to think it's going to get anything but worse. I'm tired. I'm hurt. I'm sad. I feel used.
Tired of what?
It all.
What does that mean?
I can't say it any better.
Well, you'll have to say it better, because I ain't letting you alone until you do. What were those other things? Hurt? You had this all ready to say to me, didn't you? Did you write this down? How long you been thinking about this?
Off and on, 10 years. On all the time, since Christmas.
What happened at Christmas?
Nothing.
So why Christmas?
That's it. On the nose. You see where all this is up here? Red Hots up front, sour balls and horehound all mixed together in one sack. New packages of toffee and licorice right in back there.
Go back to your list. You're hurt by what?
Mama.
Okay, sad about what? There's nothing real sad going on right now. If it was after your divorce or something, that would make sense.
Now, this drawer has everything in it that there's no better place for. Extension cords, extra ladders, batteries for the radio, sandpaper, masking tape, Elmer's glue, thumbtacks, that kind of stuff. Mouse traps are under the sink, but if you've got one, just call Dawson and let him do it.
Sad about what?
The way things are.
Not good enough. What things?
Oh, so everything from you and me to red china.
Oh, I think we could leave the Chinese out of this.
There's a box of light bulbs in top of the hall closet, and we got a couple packages of fuses in the fuse box. There's candles and matches in the broom closet, but if the lights go out, you just call Dawson and sit tight. But don't open the refrigerator door. Things will stay don't like how things are. And they aren't any better out there than they are in here.
If you're doing this because of the newspapers, I can sure fix that.
There's just more of it on TV.
Take it out then.
You wouldn't do that.
Oh, watch me.
What would you do all day?
Sing. I would too, Jessie. Want to watch? I'll sing till morning to keep you alive, child. Please.
No. It's a funny idea, though. What do you sing?
We've got a good life here.
I called this morning and canceled the papers. Except for Sunday. For your puzzles, you'll still get that one.
Let's get another dog, Jessie. You like that big dog now, Jessie, didn't you? That king dog, didn't you?
I did like that king dog, yes.
I'm so dumb. He's the one run onto the tractor
That makes him dumb, not you.
for bringing it up.
It's okay, Mama. Handy wipes and sponges are under the sink, too.
We could get another dog and keep him in the house. Dogs are cheap.
No.
Something for you to take care of.
I've had you, Mama.
You do too much for me, Jessie. I could fill pill bottles all day and change the shelf paper and wash the floor when I get through. You just watch me. You don't have to do another thing in this house if you don't want to, Jessie. You don't have to take care of me.
I know that. You've just been letting me do it, so I'll have something to do. Haven't you?
I don't do it as well as you. I just meant if it tires you out or makes you feel used.
Mama, I know you used to ride the bus. Riding the bus, and it's hot and crowded and bumpy and too noisy. And more than anything in the world, you just want to get off. And the only reason in the world you don't get off is it's still 50 blocks from where you're going. Well, I can get off right now if I want to. Because even if I ride 50 more years and get off then, it's still the same place when I step down to it. Whenever I feel like it, I can get off. As soon as I've had enough, it's my stop. And I've had enough.
You're feeling sorry for yourself.
Plumber's helper's under the sink, too.
You're not having a good time. Whoever promised you a good time? You think I've had a good time?
I think you're pretty happy. Yeah, you've stuff you like to do.
Like what?
Black crochet.
I'll teach you to crochet.
I can't do any of that nice work, Mama.
Good times don't come looking for you, Jessie. You could work some puzzles, or put in a garden, or go to the store. Let's call a taxi and go to the A&P.
I shocked you up for about 2 weeks already. You're not going to need toilet paper till Thanksgiving.
Jessie! You're acting like some little brat. You're mad and everybody's boring and you don't have anything to do. And you don't like me, and you don't like going out, and you don't like staying in, and you never talk on the phone, and you don't watch TV, and you're miserable, and it's your own sweet fault.
And it's time I did something about it.
Not something like killing yourself. Something like buying us all new dishes. I like that. Or maybe the doctor will let you get a driver's license now. Or I know what let's do right this minute. Let's rearrange the furniture.
I'll do that if you want. I always thought if the TV were somewhere else, you wouldn't get such a glare on it during the day. I'll do whatever you want before I go.
You could get a job.
I took that telephone sales job, and I didn't even make enough money to pay the phone bill. And I tried working at the gift shop at the hospital, and they just said I made people feel real uncomfortable smiling at them the way I did.
You could keep books. You kept your dad's books.
But nobody ever checked them.
When he died, they checked them.
And that's when they took the books away from me.
That's because without him, there wasn't any business, Jessie.
No, I can't work. I can't do anything. I've never been around people my whole life, except when I went to the hospital. I can have a seizure at any time. What good would a job do? What kind of job I could get would just make me feel worse.
Jessie.
It's true.
It's what you think is true.
That's
anything about that.
No, you can't. And I can't do anything either. About my life. To change it, make it better, make me feel better about it, like it better, make it work. But I can stop it, shut it down, turn it off like the radio when there's nothing on I want to listen to. It's all I have that really belongs to me. And I'm going to say what happens to it. And it's going to stop. And I'm going to stop it. So let's just have a good time.
Have a good time.
We can't go on fussing on that. I mean, I could ask you things I always wanted to know. And you could make me some hot chocolate, the old way.
Takes cocoa, Jessie.
I bought cocoa, Mama. And I'd like to have a caramel apple and do your nails.
You didn't need to buy the supper.
Does that mean I can't have a caramel apple?
Of course not. I mean, of course you can have a caramel apple.
I thought I could.
I make the best caramel apples in the world.
I know you do.
Or used to. And you don't get cocoa like mine anywhere anymore.
It takes time, I know, but
Salt's the trick.
trouble and everything.
It's no trouble. What trouble? You put it in the pan and stir it up. All right, fine. Caramel apples, cocoa. Okay.
You talked to Agnes today?
She's calling me from a payphone this week. God only knows why. She's got a perfectly good trim line at home.
Well, how is she?
How is she every day, Jessie? Nuts.
She really crazy or just silly?
No, she's really crazy. She's probably using the payphone because she had another little fire problem at home.
Mother.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit.
No.
Agnes has burned down every house she's ever lived in. 8 fires, and she's due for a new one any day now.
No.
Yes, indeed.
Well, why didn't you tell me this before? Why isn't she locked up somewhere?
Because no one ever got hurt, I guess. Agnes woke everybody up to watch the fires as soon as she stead them.
That's thoughtful, I guess.
One time, she set out porch chairs and served lemonade.
Real lemonade.
The houses they lived in, you knew they were going to fall down anyway, so I'll wait for it is all I could ever make out about it. Agnes likes a feeling of accomplishment.
Good for her.
Why are you asking me about Agnes? 1 cup or 2?
1. She's your friend. No marshmallows.
You have to have marshmallows, Jessie. That's the old way. 2 or 3? 3 is better.
3 then. Her whole house burns up. Her clothes, her pillows, everything. I'm not sure I believe this, Mother.
When she was a girl, Jess. Long time ago, not now. But she's still got it in her, I'm sure of it.
She wouldn't burn it up now. Where would she go? She can't get Buster to build her a new one. He's dead. How could she burn it
Oh,
up?
this damn refrigerator. Be exciting though if she did. You never know.
You do too know, Mama. She wouldn't do it.
I guess not.
What else? Why she wear all those whistles around her neck?
Why does she have a house full of birds?
I didn't know she had a house full of birds.
Well, she does. And she says they just follow her home. Well, I know for a fact she's still paying on the last parrot she bought. You gotta keep your life filled up, she says. She says a lot of stupid things. It's all that okra she eats. You can't just willy-nilly eat okra 2 meals a day and expect to get away with it. Made her crazy!
She really eats okra twice a day? Where does she get it in the winter?
Well, she eats it a lot. Maybe not 2 meals, but
More than the average person?
I don't know how much okra the average person eats. won playing bingo. And I only told you about it because I thought I might get a laugh out of you for once, Jessie, even though it wasn't the truth. Things don't always have to be true to talk about them, you know.
Why won't she come over here?
Oh, well now, what a good idea. We should have had more cocoa. Cocoa is perfect.
Except you don't like milk.
I hate milk. It coats your throat as bad as okra. Something just downright disgusting about it.
It's because of me, isn't it?
No, Jess.
Yes, Mama.
Okay. Yes, then. But she's crazy. She's crazy as they come. She is a lunatic.
What is it exactly? Did I say something sometime, or did she see me have a fit and is afraid I might have another one if she came over, or what?
I guess.
You guess what? What's she ever said? She must have given you some reason.
Your hands are cold.
What difference does that make?
Like a corpse, she says, and I'm going to be one soon enough as it is.
Well, that's crazy.
That's Agnes. Jessie shook the hand to death, and I can't take the chance it's catching, Thelma, so I ain't coming over. You could understand or not, but I ain't coming. I'll come up the driveway, but that's as far as I go.
I thought she didn't like me. She's scared of me. How about that? Scared of me.
I could make her come over here, Jessie. I could call her right now, and she could bring her birds and come visit. I didn't know you ever thought about her at all. I'll just say she has to come, and she'll come all right. She owes me one.
No, that's all right. I just wondered about it. When I'm in the hospital, does she come over here?
Well, her kitchen's just a tiny thing. When she comes here, she feels like, well, we all like a change of scene, don't we?
Sure we do. Unless there's no birds diving around.
I hate those birds. She says I don't understand them. What's there to understand about birds?
Why, Agnes likes them for one thing. Why they stay with her when they could be outside with the other birds. How much water they need, what their singing means, how they fly, what they think Agnes is.
Why do you have to know so much about things, Jessie? There's just not that much to things that I could ever see.
That you could ever tell, you mean? You didn't have to lie to me about Agnes.
I didn't lie. You never asked before.
You lied about her setting fire to those houses, and how much okra she eats, and how many birds she has, and why she won't come over here. If I have to keep dragging the truth out of you, this is going to take all night.
It's fine with me. I'm not a bit sleepy.
Mama.
All right. Ask me whatever you want. Here.
Did you love Daddy?
No.
I didn't think so. Were you really 15 when you married him?
Ha! The way he told it, I'm sitting in the mud, he comes along, drags me to the kitchen. She's been there ever since.
Yes.
No! It's a big fat lie, the whole thing. He just thought it was funnier that way. God, this milk in here.
Cocoa helps.
Not enough though, does it? You can still taste it, can't you?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Thought it was my memory that was bad, but it's not. It's the cocoa. The milk, I mean.
Well, it's a real waste of chocolate. You don't have to finish it.
Thanks, though.
I knew you wouldn't like it. Should have known not to make it. You never did like it.
You didn't never love him, or he did something and you stopped loving him, or what?
He felt sorry for me. He wanted a plain country woman, and that's what he married. And then he held it against me for the rest of my life, like I was supposed to change and surprise him somehow. Like I remember this one day, he was standing on the porch, and I told him to go get a shirt on. And he went in and he got one, and then he comes out and he says, real peaceful, but to the point. You're right, Thelma. If God had meant for people to go around without any clothes on, they'd have been born that way.
You didn't mean anything by that, Mama.
He never said a word he didn't have to, Jessie. That was probably all he said to me all day, Jessie. So if he said it, there was something to it. But I never did figure that one out. What did that mean?
I don't know. I liked him better than you did. I didn't know him any better.
How could I love him, Jessie? I didn't have a thing he wanted. He got his share, though. You loved him enough for the both of us. Oh, you used to follow him around like some ooh. Jessie, all the man ever did was farm and sit and try to think of somebody to sell the farm to.
Or make me a boyfriend out of pipe cleaners. And sit back and smile like the stick man was about to dance. And wasn't I gonna get a kick out of that? Or stay up with a sick cow all night and leave me a chain of sleepy stick elephants on my bed in the morning.
Or just sit.
I liked him sitting. Big old faded blue man in the chair. Quiet.
Agnes gets more talk out of her birds than I got from the two of you. He could have had that gone fishing sign around his neck in that chair. I saw him stare off at the water. I saw him look at the weather rolling in. I got where I could practically see the boat myself. But you knew what he was thinking about. You're gonna tell me.
I don't know, Mama. His life, I guess. His corn, his boots, us, things, you know.
No, I don't know. You two would have these quiet little conversations after supper every night. What were you two whispering about?
We weren't whispering. You were just across the room.
What did you talk about?
We talked about why black socks are warmer than blue socks. Is that something to go tell Mother? You were just jealous because I'd rather talk to him than wash the dishes with you.
I was jealous because you'd rather talk to him than anything. If I had died instead of him, you think he would have taken you in like I did?
I wouldn't have expected him to.
Then what would you have done?
Come visit.
Oh, I see. He died and left you stuck with me, and you're mad about it.
Not anymore. He didn't mean to. And I didn't have to come here. We've been through this.
Or maybe you think if I loved him more, or at all, he'd still be alive.
I never thought that.
He felt sorry for you too, Jessie. Don't kid yourself about that. He said you were a runt, and he said it from the day you were born, and he said you didn't have a chance.
I know he loved me.
What difference does it make? It didn't change anything.
It didn't have to. I miss him.
He never really went fishing, you know. Never once. His tackle box was full of chewing tobacco. And all he ever did was drive out to the lake and sit in his car. Dawson told me. And Benny at the bait shop, he told Dawson. Oh, they all laughed about it. And he'd come back from fishing, and all he'd have to show for it was a whole pipe cleaner family. Chickens, pigs, a dog with a bad leg. It was creepy strange. It made me sick to look at them. And I hid his pipe cleaners a couple of times. But he always had more somehow.
You know, I thought things might be better for you after he died. You might breathe better, change somehow.
Into what? The Queen? A clerk in a shoe store? Why should I? 'Cause he said to? 'Cause you said to? Well, I wasn't here for his entertainment, and I'm not here for yours either, Jessie. I don't know what I'm here for, but then I don't think about it. But I bet you wouldn't be killing yourself if he were still alive. That's a fine thing to figure out, isn't it? Oh, no? Then what were you asking about him for? Why do you want to know if I loved him?
I just didn't think you did, that's all.
Fine then. You were right. You feel better now?
Feels good to be right about it.
It didn't matter if I loved him. It didn't matter to me, and it didn't matter to him. And it didn't mean we didn't get along. It wasn't important. We didn't talk about it. Take all these pots out to the porch.
What for?
Just leave me this one pan. Get me one knife, one fork, one spoon, and a can opener, and put it out where I can see them.
Don't do that. I just straightened that drawer.
And throw out all the plates and cups. I'll use paper. Retta could have what she wants and Dawson can sell the rest.
What are you doing?
I'm not gonna cook. I never liked it anyway. I like candy. Coming in sacks or wrapped in plastic. And tuna. I like tuna. I'll eat tuna, thank you.
What if you want to make apple butter? You can't make apple butter in this little pan. And what if you leave carrots on cooking and you burn up this pan?
I don't like carrots.
What if the strawberries are good this year? You want to go kicking with Agnes?
I'll tell her to bring a pan. You said you would do whatever I wanted. I don't want a bunch of pans cluttering up my cabinets I can't get down to anyway. Take them out, every last one.
I'm putting them all back in. I'm not taking them to the porch. Whenever you want them, they'll be here. You'll bend down and get them like you got the one for the cocoa. And if somebody else comes over here to cook, then they'll have something to cook in, and that's the end of it.
Who's gonna come cook here?
Agnes.
Ha! In my pots, not on your lot.
You know, there's no reason why the two of you can't live here together. Be cheaper for you both and somebody to talk to. And if the birds bothered you, well, one day when Agnes is out getting her hair done, you could take them all for a walk.
So that's why you've been pestering me about Agnes. You think you could rest easy if you get me a new babysitter? Well, I don't want to live with Agnes. I barely want to talk with Agnes. She's just around. We go back, that's all. I'm not letting Agnes anywhere near this place. You don't get off as easy as that, child.
Okay then, it's just something to think about.
I don't like things to think about. I like things to go on.
I want to know what Daddy said to you the night he died. You came storming out of his room and said I could wait it out with him if I wanted to, but that you were going to watch Gunsmoke. What did he say to you?
He didn't have anything to say to me, Jessie. That's why I left. He didn't say a thing. It was his last chance not to talk to me, and he took full advantage of it.
I'm sorry you didn't love him. Sorry for you, I mean. He seemed like a nice man.
Ready for your apple now?
As soon as I'm through here, Mama.
You won't like the apple either. You just like the cocoa. You never liked eating it all, did you? Any of it. What have you been living on all these years? Toothpaste?
Now, you know the milkman comes on Wednesdays and Saturdays. He leaves the order blanket and egg box, and you give the bills to Dawson once a month.
Do you still make that orangeade?
It's not orangeade, it's just orange.
I'm gonna get some. I thought they stopped making it. You just stopped ordering it.
You should drink milk.
Ha! Not anymore, I'm not. That hot cocoa was the last. Hooray!
I told him to keep delivering a quart a week no matter what you said. I told him you'd run out of Cokes and you have to drink it. I told him I knew you wouldn't pour it on the ground.
And you told them you weren't gonna be ordering anymore?
I told him I was taking a little holiday and to look after you.
And they didn't think something was funny about that? You, who doesn't go to the front steps? You, who only sees the driveway looking down from a stretcher passed out cold?
They said it was about time. But why didn't I take you with me? I said, I didn't think you'd want to go. And they said, yeah, everybody's got their own idea of vacation.
I guess you think that's funny.
You know, there never was any reason to call the ambulance for me. All they ever did for me in the emergency room was let me wake up. I could have done that here. Now, I'll just call them out. You say yes or no. I know you like pickles. Ketchup?
Keep it.
We've had this since last 4th of July.
Keep the ketchup, keep it all.
Are you gonna drink ketchup from the bottle or what? How can you want your food but not your pots to cook it in? This stuff will all spoil in here, Mother.
Nothing I ever did was good enough for you, and I want to know why.
That's not true.
And I want to know why you've lived here this long, feeling the way you do.
You have no earthly idea how I feel.
Well, how could I, Jessie? You're real far back there.
Back where?
What's it like over there, where you are? Do people always say the right thing, or get whatever they want, or what?
What are you talking about?
Why do you read the newspaper? Why don't you wear that sweater I made for you? Do you remember how I used to look, or am I just any old woman to you now? When you have a fit, do you see stars or what? How did you fall off the horse, really? Why did Cecil leave you? Where did you put my old glasses?
They're in the bottom drawer of your dresser, in an old milk and magnesia box. And Cecil left me because he made me choose between him and smoking.
I know he wasn't that dumb, Jessie.
I never understood why he hated it so much, when it's so good. Smoking's the only thing I know that's always just what you think it's gonna be. Just like it was the last time. Right there when you want it, and real quiet.
Your fits made him sick, and you know it.
Say seizures, not fits, seizures.
The same thing. A seizure in the hospital is a fit at home.
They didn't bother him at all, except he did feel responsible for it. It was his idea to go horseback riding that day. It was his idea I could do anything if I just made up my mind to. I fell off the horse because I didn't know how to hold on. Cecil left for pretty much the same reason.
He had a girl, Jessie. I walked right in on them in the tool shed.
Okay, that's fair. Was she very pretty?
She was Agnes's girl, Carlene. Judge for yourself.
I guess you and Agnes had a good talk about that, huh?
I never thought he was good enough for you. They moved here from Tennessee.
What are you talking about? You liked him better than I did. You flirted him out here to build your porch, or I never even met him at all. You thought he'd come in, help you out around the place, get some coffee, talk to you. God knows what you thought. All that curly hair.
He's the best carpenter I ever saw.
You didn't need a
That little house of yours will still be standing at the end of the world,
You
Jessie.
didn't need a porch, Mama.
All right, I wanted you to have a husband.
And I couldn't get one on my own, of course.
How are you going to get a husband, never opening your mouth to a living soul?
So I was quiet about it. So what?
So I should have just let you sit here, sit like your daddy, sit here?
Maybe.
Well, I didn't think so.
Well, what did you know?
I never said I knew much. How was I supposed to learn anything living out here? I didn't know enough to do half the things I did in my life. Things happen. You do what you can about them, and you see what happens next. I married you off to the wrong man. I admit that. So I took you in when he left. I'm sorry.
He wasn't the wrong man.
He didn't love you, Jessie, or he wouldn't have left.
He wasn't the wrong man, Mama. I loved Cecil so much. And I tried to get more exercise, and I tried to stay awake, and I tried to learn how to ride a horse, and I tried to stay outside with him, but he always knew I was trying, so it didn't work.
He was a selfish man. He told me once that he hated to see people moving into his houses after they built him. They knew they would just mess him up.
I loved that bridge he built over the creek in back of the house. It didn't have to be anything special. A couple of boards would have been just fine, but he used that yellow pine and rubbed it so smooth.
He had responsibilities here. He had a wife and son here
baby bed he built for Ricky? I told him he didn't have to spend so much time on it, but he said it had to last. And the thing ended up weighing 200 pounds, and I couldn't move it. I said, how long does a baby bed have to last anyway? But maybe he thought if it was strong enough, it might keep Ricky a baby.
Ricky's too much like Cecil.
He is not. Ricky's as much like me as it's possible for any human to be. We even wear the same size pants. These are his, I think.
That's just the same size. That's not you're the same person.
I see it on his face. I hear it when he talks. We look out at the world and we see the same thing. Not fair. And the only difference between us is Ricky's out there trying to get even. And he knows not to try to get work. And he got that straight from me. And he knows not to trust anybody. And guess where he got that? He walks around like there's loose boards in the floor. And you know who laid that floor? I did.
Ricky isn't through yet. You don't know how he'll turn out.
Oh, yes, I do, and so did Cecil. Ricky is the two of us together for all time in too small a space, and we're tearing each other apart like always inside that boy. And if you don't see that, then you're just blind.
Give him time, Jess.
Oh, he'll have plenty of that. 5 years for forgery, 10 years for
Stop
armed
that!
assault.
Jesse, Cecil might be ready to start again, honey. That happens sometimes. Go downtown, find him, talk to him. He didn't know what he had in you. Maybe he sees things different now, but you're not going to know that until you go talk to him. Or call him up. Right now, he might be home.
And say what, Mama? Nothing's changed, Cecil. I'd just like to look at you if you don't mind. No. He loved me, Mama. He just didn't know how things fall down around me like they do. I think he did the right thing. He gave himself another chance, that's all. But I did beg him to take me with him. I did tell him I would leave you and Ricky and everything I loved out here if only he would take me with him, but he couldn't. And I understood that. I wrote that note I showed you. I wrote it, not Cecil. I said, I'm sorry, Jess, I can't fix it all for you. I said I'd always love me, not Cecil. But that's how he felt.
Then he should have taken you with him.
Mama, you don't pack your garbage when you move.
You will not call yourself garbage, Jessie!
Just a way of saying it, Mama. Thinking about my list, that's all. Maybe a little more than that. I was trying to say it's all right that Cecil left. It was a relief in a way. I never was what he wanted to see, so it was better when he wasn't looking at me all the time.
I'll make your apple now.
No thanks. Just get the manicure stuff. I'll be right there.
Jessie, I think your daddy had
Garbage
little...
night is Tuesday. Put it out as late as you can. The Davis installed skin it in if you don't. And keep ordering the heavy black bags. It doesn't pay to buy the cheap ones. And I've got all the ties in there with the hammers and all. Take them out of the box as soon as you open a new one and put them in that drawer. They get lost if you don't, and rubber bands or something else won't work.
I think your daddy had fits too. I think he sat in his chair and had little fits. I read this a long time ago in a magazine, how little fits go, just tiny little blackouts where maybe their eyes don't even close, and some people call them thinking spells.
I don't think you want this manicure we've been looking forward to. This is gonna take both of us.
I watched his eyes. I know that's what it was. The magazine said some people don't even know they've had one.
Daddy would have known if he had fits, Mama.
The lady in this story had kept track of hers, and she'd had 80,000 of them in the last 11 years.
Next time you wash things, be sure you take them out of the dryer earlier so they don't wrinkle.
Jessie, listen to what I'm telling you. This lady had anywhere between 5 and 500 fits a day, and they lasted maybe seconds apiece, so that out of her life, she'd only lost about 2 minutes altogether, and she had a full-time secretary job and an IQ of 120.
You want to talk about fits, is that it?
Yes, I do.
Well, most of the time I wouldn't even know I'd had one. Except I wake up with different clothes on, feeling like I've been run over. Sometimes I feel my head start to turn around, or I hear myself scream. Sometimes there is this stupid dizzy feeling a little before it, but, well, if the TV's on, it's easy to miss.
I can tell when you're about to have one. Your eyes get this big. But Jessie,
What do they look like? The seizures.
different each time, Jess.
Okay. Pick one then. A good one. I think I want to know now.
There's not much to tell. You just crumple in a heap, like a puppet, and somebody cut the strings all at once, or like the firing squad in some Mexican movie. You just slide down the wall, you know. You don't know what happens? How could you not know what happens?
I'm busy.
That's not funny.
I'm not laughing. Okay. I fall down, my head turns around, then what?
Well, your chest squeezes in and out, and you sound like you're gagging, sucking air in and out like you can't breathe.
Do it for me. Make the sound for me.
I will not. It's awful sounding.
Yeah, felt like it might be. What's next?
Your mouth bites down, and I've got to get your tongue out of the way fast so you don't bite yourself.
For you. I bite you too, don't I?
So, you got me once real good. I had to get a tetanus. But I know what to watch for now. And then you turn blue, and the jerks start up, like I'm standing there poking you with a cattle prod, or you're sticking your finger in a light socket as fast as you can.
Foaming like a mad dog the whole time.
It's bubbling, Jess. Not foam, like the washer overflowed, for God's sakes. It's bubbling, like a baby spitting up. I'd go get a wet washcloth, that's all. And then the jerks slow down, and you wet yourself, and it's over. 2 minutes tops.
How do I get to the bed?
How do you think?
Too heavy for you now. How do you do it?
I call Dawson, but I get you cleaned up before he gets here, and I make him leave before you wake up.
You could just leave me on the floor.
I want you to wake up someplace nice, Jessie. But this is the reason I even brought this up. You haven't had a seizure for a solid year. A whole year. Do you realize that?
Yeah. Peanut Barb's about right now, I guess.
You bet it is. You might never have another one ever. You might be through with it for all time.
Could be.
You are. I know you are.
I sure am feeling good. I really am. Double vision's gone. My gums aren't swelling. No rashes or anything. Feeling good as I ever felt in my whole life. I'm even feeling like worrying or getting mad. And I'm not afraid it'll start a fit if I do. I just go ahead.
Of course you do. You could even yell at me if you want to. I could handle it. You don't have to act like you're just visiting here, Jessie. This is your house, too.
The best part is, my memory's back.
Your memory's always been good. When couldn't you remember things? You're always reminding me that
Because I've made lists for everything. But now I remember what things mean on my lists. I see dish towels and I used to wonder whether I was supposed to wash them or buy them or look for them because I couldn't remember where I put them after I washed them. But now I know it means wrap them up. They're a present for Loretta's birthday.
You used to go looking for your list, too. I've noticed that. You always know where they are now. Loretta's birthday isn't coming up, is it?
I made a list of all the birthdays for you. I can put yours on it so you can call Loretta and remind her.
Let's take Loretta to Howard Johnson's for some fried clams. I know you love that clam roll.
I won't be here, Mama.
What have we just been talking about? You'll be here. You're well, Jessie. You're starting all over. You said it yourself. You're her.
It's not the fits, Mama.
Then it's me for giving them to you, but I didn't do it.
It's not the fits. You said it yourself. The medicine takes care of the fits.
Your daddy gave you those fits. He passed it down to you like your blue eyes and your straight hair. I didn't do it.
It's not inherited. So what if he had little fits? It was an accident. I fell off the horse. It was an accident.
The horse wasn't the first time, Jessie. You had a fit when you were 5 years old.
I did not.
You did. You were eating a popsicle and down you went. He gave them to you. It's his fault, not mine.
Well, you took your time telling me.
How do you tell that to a 5-year-old?
What did the doctor say?
He said kids have fits all the time. He said there wasn't anything to do but wait for another one.
But I didn't have another one. You mean to tell me that I had fits all the time as a kid, and you just told me I fell down or something? And it wasn't until I had a fit when Cecil was looking that anybody bothered to find out what was the matter with me?
It wasn't all the time, Jessie, and they changed when you started to school. More like your daddy's. Oh, that was some swell time. Sitting here with the two of you turning off and on like light bulbs some nights.
How many fits did I have?
You never hurt yourself. I never let you out of my sight. I caught you every time.
But you didn't tell anybody.
It was none of their business.
You were ashamed.
I didn't want anybody to know, least of all you.
Least of all me. Oh, right. That was mine to know, Mama, not yours. Did Daddy know?
He thought you fell down a lot. You were careless. Or maybe he thought I beat you. I don't know what he thought. He didn't think about it.
Because you didn't tell him.
If I told him about you, I'd have to tell him about him.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
I didn't think you'd like it. That's why I didn't tell you.
If I'd known I was an epileptic, Mama, I wouldn't have ridden any horses.
Make you feel like a freak? Is that what I should have done?
Just get the manicure tray and sit down.
I don't want a manicure.
Doesn't look like you do, no.
Maybe I did drop you. You don't know.
If you say you didn't, you didn't.
Maybe I fed you the wrong thing. Maybe you had a fever sometime and I didn't know it soon enough. Maybe it's a punishment.
For what?
I don't know. Because of how I felt about your father. Because I didn't want to have any more children. Because I smoked too much or didn't eat right when I was carrying you. Has to be something I did.
It does not. It's just a sickness, not a curse. Epilepsy doesn't mean anything. It just is.
I'm not talking about the fits here, Jessie. I'm talking about this killing yourself. It has to be me that's the matter here. You wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. I didn't tell you things, or married you off to the wrong man, or I took you in and let your life get away from you, or all of it put together. I don't know what I did, but I did it. I know. This is all my fault, Jessie, but I don't know what to do about it now.
It doesn't have anything to do with you.
Everything you do has to do with me. You can't do anything. Wash your face or cut your finger. That's right. You might as well kill me as you, Jessie. This has to do with me.
And what if it does? What if it has everything to do with you? What if you're all I have and you're not enough? What if I could take all the rest of it if only I didn't have you here? What if the only way I can get away from you for good is to kill myself? I can still do it!
Don't leave me, Jessie. No!
rest a minute.
How can I live here without you, Jessie? I need you. You're supposed to tell me to stand up straight and say how nice I look in my pink dress and drink my milk. You're supposed to go around and lock up so I know we're safe for the night. And when I wake up, you're supposed to be out there making the coffee and watching me get older every day. And you're supposed to help me die when the time comes, Jessie. I'm not like you, Jessie. I can't do that by myself. I hate the quiet, and I don't want to die, and I don't want you to leave me, Jessie. How can I get up every day knowing you had to kill yourself to make it stop hurting? And I was here with you all the time, and I never even saw it. And then you give me this chance to make it better. Convince you to stay alive. And I couldn't do it. How could I live with myself after that, Jessie?
I only told you so I could explain it. So you wouldn't feel bad, so you wouldn't blame yourself. There wasn't anything you could say to make me change my mind. I didn't want you to save me. I just wanted you to know.
Stay with me just a little longer, just a few more years, Jessie. I don't have that many more to go. And as soon as I'm dead, you can do whatever you want. Maybe with me gone, you'll have all the quiet you want right here in this house. And maybe one day you'll put some begonias up the walk and get just the right rain for them all summer. And Ricky will be married by then, and he'll bring your grandbabies over, and you can sneak them a piece of candy when their daddy isn't looking, and then be real, real glad when they're gone home and left you to quiet again.
Don't you see, Mama? Everything I do winds up like this. How could I think you'd understand? How could I think you'd want a manicure? We could just hold hands for an hour and then I could go shoot myself. I'm sorry about tonight, Mama, but it's exactly why I'm doing it.
If you've got the guts to kill yourself, Jessie, you've got the guts to stay alive.
I know that. So it's really just a matter of where I'd rather be.
Look, maybe I can't think of what you should do, but that doesn't mean there isn't something that would work. You think of it. You come up with it. You can keep trying. You can get brave and try some more. You don't have to give up.
I'm not giving up. This is the other thing I'm trying. And I'm sure there are some other things that might work, but might work isn't good enough anymore. I need something that will work. This will work. That's why I picked it.
But something might happen. Something that could change everything. Who knows what that might be, but it might be worth waiting for. Try for 2 more weeks. We could have more talks like tonight.
No, Mama.
I'll pay more attention to you. Tell the truth when you ask me. Let you have your say.
No, Mama. We wouldn't have more talks like tonight because it's this next part that's made the last part so good, Mama. No, Mama. This is how I have my say. This is how I say what I thought about it all. And I say no to Dawson and Loretta and the Red Chinese and epilepsy and Ricky and Cecil and you and me and Hope. I say no. So just let me go easy, Mama.
How can I let you go?
You can because you have to. It's what you've always done.
You are my child.
I'm what became of your child. I found an old baby picture of me. It was somebody else, not me. It was somebody pink and fat up and got held, cried and got fed, kicked and didn't hurt anybody, slept whenever she wanted to just by closing her eyes. Somebody who made me just lay there and laughed at the colors waving around over her head, chewed on a polka dot whale, woke up knowing some new trick nearly every day, rolled over and drilled on the sheet, and felt your hand pulling my quilt back up over me. That's who I started out. This is who's left. So that's what this is about, Mama. It's somebody I lost, all right. It's my own self, who I never was or who I tried to be and never got there. It's somebody I waited for who never came and never will. So see, it doesn't much matter what else happens in the world or in this house even. I'm what was worth waiting for, and I didn't make it. Me, who might have made a difference to me, I'm not going to show up. So there's really no reason for me to stay except to keep you company. And that's not reason enough, because I'm not very good company, am I?
No. And neither am I.
I had this strange little thought. Maybe it's not so strange. Anyway, after Christmas, after I decided to do this, I would wonder sometimes what might keep me here, what might be worth staying for. You know what it was? It was maybe if there was something I really liked. Like maybe if I really liked rice pudding or cornflakes for breakfast or something. That might be enough.
Rice pudding is good.
Not to me.
And you're not afraid?
Afraid of what?
I'm afraid of it. For me, I mean, when my time comes, I know it's coming, but
But you don't know when. Like in a scary movie.
yeah. Sneaking up on me like some killer on the loose. Hiding out in the backyard just waiting for me to have my hands full someday. And how am I supposed to protect myself anyhow when I don't know what he looks like and I don't know what he sounds coming from behind me like that? Or if it'll hurt, or take very long, or what I don't get done before it happens.
You have plenty of time left.
I forget what for right now.
For whatever happens. I don't know. For the rest of your life. For Agnes burning down one more house. For Dawson losing his hair.
Jesse, I can't just sit here and say, okay, kill yourself if you want to.
Sure you can. You just did. Say it again.
Jesse, how dare you? How dare you? You think you could just leave here whenever you want? Like you're watching television here? No, you can't, Jesse. You make me feel like a fool for being alive, child, and you are so wrong. I like it here, and I will stay here until they make so, until they drag me, screaming, and I mean screeching into my grave. But when you're real smart to get away before then, because I mean, honey, you've never heard noise like that in your life. Who am I talking to? You're gone already, aren't you? I'm looking right through you. I can't stop you, because you're already gone. I guess you think they'll all have to talk about you now. I guess you think this will really confuse them. Oh yes, ever since Christmas, you've been laughing to yourself and thinking, boy, are they all in for a surprise. Well, nobody's gonna be a bit surprised, sweetheart. This is just like you. Do it the hard way, all right? That's my girl. You know who they're gonna feel sorry for? Me. That's right. Not you. Me. They're gonna be ashamed of you. Yes, ashamed. If somebody asks Dawson about it, he'll change the subject as fast as he can. He'll talk about how much he has to pay to park his car these days.
Leave me alone!
It's the truth.
I should have just left you a note.
Yes. No! things you've said.
It's okay, Mama. I remember you liked that preacher who did Daddy's. So if you want to ask him to do the service, that's okay with me.
What?
And pick out some songs you like. Or let Agnes pick. She'll know exactly which ones. Oh, and I had your dress cleaned. The one you wore to the funeral. The Daddy's funeral. You looked real good in that one.
I don't remember, hon.
It won't be so bad once your friends start coming to the funeral home. You'll probably see people you haven't seen in years, but I thought about what you should say to get you over that nervous part when they first come in.
Come in.
Take them up to see their flowers. They'd like that. And when they say, "I'm so sorry, Thelma," you just say, "I appreciate your coming, Connie," and ask them how their garden was this summer, or what they're doing for Thanksgiving, or how their children are.
I don't think I should ask about their children. I'll tell them that they've got something real nice on. That's always good. And I'll have some crochet work with me.
And Agnes will be there, so you might not have to talk at all.
Maybe if Connie Richards does come, I could get her to tell me where she gets that Irish yarn, she calls it. I know it doesn't come from Ireland. I think it just comes in a green wrapper.
Be sure you invite enough people home afterwards so you get enough food to feed them all and have some left for you. But don't let anybody take anything home, especially Loretta.
Loretta will get all the food set up, honey. It's only fair to let her have some macaroni or something.
No, Mama. You have to be more selfish from now on. Now, somebody's bound to ask you why I did it. You just tell them you don't know. That you loved me and you know I loved you, and we just sat around the night like every other night of our lives. And I came over and kissed you and said, "Night, Mother." You heard me close my bedroom door, and the next thing you heard was the shot. Whatever reasons I had, well, you guess I just took them with me.
It was something personal.
Good. That's good, Mama.
That's what I'll say then.
Personal. Yeah.
Is that what I tell Dawson and Loretta too? We sat around, you kissed me, not Mother? They won't believe it, Jessie. They'll want to know more.
Well, and tell them what we did. I filled up the candy jars and cleaned out the refrigerator. And we had some hot chocolate, and I folded the sheets. You had no idea. All right, I really think it's better that way. If they know we talked about it, they really won't understand how you let me go. It's private. Tonight is private, yours and mine. I don't want anybody else to have any of it.
Okay?
Now, when you hear the shot, I don't want you to come in. First of all, you won't be able to get in by yourself, but I don't want you trying. Call Dawson, and then call the police, and then call Agnes. And then you'll need something to do until somebody gets here, so you wash the hot chocolate pan. You wash this pan till somebody gets here, till you hear the doorbell ring, and I don't care if it's an hour, you keep washing this pan.
I'll make my calls and then I'll just sit. I won't need something to do. What'll the police say?
They'll do that gunpowder test, I guess, and ask you what happened, and by that point the ambulance will be here and they'll come in and get me. You know how that goes. You stay out here with Dawson and Loretta. And you keep Dawson out here with you. I want the police in the room first, not Dawson, okay?
What if Dawson and Loretta want me to go home with them?
Well, that's up to you.
I think I'll stay here. All they have is decaf.
Maybe Agnes can come stay with you for a few days.
I'd rather be by myself, I think. You want me to give people those things?
I want Loretta to have my little clock radio. Dawson bought it for himself, you know, but he He saw one he liked better, and he couldn't bring them both home with Loretta counting every penny the way she does, so he gave the first one to me. Be funny for her to have it now, don't you think?
Yeah.
And I've got all my house slippers in a sack for her in my closet. Tell her I know they'll fit, and I've never worn any of them. And be sure Dawson hears you tell her that. I'm glad he loves Loretta so much, but I wish he knew not everybody has her same size feet.
Okay.
Now this letter is for Dawson. It's mostly about you, so read it if you want. There's a list in there for presents for at least 20 more Christmases and birthdays for you. So if you want anything special, you better add it to the list before you give it to him. Or, if you want it to be a surprise, just don't read that page. This Christmas, you're mostly getting stuff for the house, like a new rug in your bathroom and some needlework. But next Christmas, you're really gonna cost him next Christmas. I think you'll like it a lot, and you'd never even think of it.
And you think he'll go for it?
I think he'll feel like a real jerk if he does it. Me telling him to like this and all. Now this number's where you call Cecil. I called it last week and he answered, so I know he still lives there.
What do you want me to tell him?
Tell him we talked about him and I only had good things to say about him. But mainly tell him to find Ricky and tell him what I did and tell Ricky you have something out here for him from me and to come and get it.
What is it?
My watch.
He'll sell it.
That's the idea, Mama. I'd like to buy him a good meal. I appreciate him not stealing it already.
He'll buy dope with it.
Then I hope he gets some good dope with it, Mama. And the rest of this is for you.
When did you do all this? During my naps, I guess.
I guess. I tried to be quiet about it. Those are just little presents for whenever you need one. They're not bought presents. They're just little things I thought you might like to look at. Pictures or things you think you've lost. Things you didn't know you had even. You'll see.
I'm not sure I'll want them. They'll make me think of you.
No, they won't. They're just things like a free tube of toothpaste I found hanging on the door one day.
Oh. All right then.
Well, maybe there's one nice present in there somewhere. It's Granny's ring she gave me. I thought you might like to have it, but I didn't think you'd wear it if I gave it to you right now.
No. Probably not. Ready for my manicure, I guess. Want me to wash my hands again?
It's time for me to go, Mama.
No, Jessie, you've got all night.
No, Mama.
It's not even 10 o'clock.
Let me go, Mama.
No, you can't. You can't go. You didn't say it would be so soon, Jessie. I'm scared. I love you.
Let go of me, Mama. I've said everything I have to say.
You said you wanted to do my nails.
I can't. It's too late now.
It's not too late.
I don't want you to wake Dawson and Loretta when you call. I want them still to be up and dressed so they can get right over here.
They wake up fast, Jessie, if they have to. They don't matter here, Jessie. You do. I do. We're not through yet. We still have a lot of things to take care of here. I don't know where my prescriptions are. And you didn't tell me what to tell Dr. Davis when he calls, or how much you want me to tell Ricky, or who I call to rake the leaves.
Don't try and stop me, Mama. You can't do it.
Yes, I can. I'll stand in front of the doorway, and you can't get past me. You'll have to knock me down to get through to me, Jessie. I'm not about to let you. Ah!
Not, Mother.
Jessie! Jessie! Jessie, you let me in there. Don't you do this, Jessie! Jessie! I'm not going to stop screaming until you open this door, Jessie! 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 What if I don't do any of the things you told me to do? I'll tell Cecil what a miserable man he was to make you feel the way he did. And I'll give Ricky's watch to Dawson if I feel like it. And the only way you can make sure I do what you want is you open this door and make me, Jessie! Jessie! Stop this! I didn't know. I was here with you all the time. Jesse, please! Jesse. Jesse, child, forgive me. I thought you were mine.